Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I figured I kind of wanted to just sit down and chit chat and do kind of a get to know me and get ready with me makeup session. I'm going to be answering a bunch of random questions about myself and while I do my makeup on camera for you guys, so you can just have like a chill, relaxing kind of conversation. You can get to know me a little bit better and we can do my makeup and just get ready. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, so I encourage you to either grab a snack or grab your makeup kit and we can get ready together. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is me bare face, so we're gonna just go ahead and do my makeup. I will try to list all the products I use down in the description and kind of tell you what I'm doing as I'm going, but I also want to get to these questions while we're going. So just I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to go ahead and just grab my brushes and everything, pull some stuff out of my little makeup kit that I have here with me. And I have my iPad here so that I can, here's my box. This is the box that I keep in my bathroom as like a quick go-to, and then I'll rotate products out because I do have a lot of products that I keep stored in like drawers in my closet, but this stays in my bathroom or comes in here with me when I'm filming so that I can kind of easily kind of grab and go. Highly recommend this for making it easier for yourself to just kind of grab and go. So let me go ahead and kind of find my primer that I want to use. I have already prepped my face with the Fenty SPF moisturizer, so it gave me a little bit of a glow and some shine. And then I'm just gonna go in with this No Problem Prime Essence. I love this stuff so much. I'm almost out. Like I've used it so much. But Touch and Soul, if you've never heard of them, have really great primer products. I've loved all the primers that I've gotten from them, and most of them I've actually received in BoxyCharm. So definitely check out my other BoxyCharm videos if you're interested. I'll link some of them in this video for you guys. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start off with these. And it's an essence. It's a nice like serum. I'm just gonna squeeze and rub it on my face. I love the consistency of this stuff. And it smells nice and fresh, kind of like flowers. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to answer, it is, who is your hero? Ooh, that's a good one. Who's your hero? That's a really good question. Very good question. I have a few, but I'll narrow it down to two people for now. The first would have to be my mother. I'm gonna take this Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Foundation. This is in the shade Medium Dark 147. I have a full video on this foundation as well, so definitely check that out. But yes, my mother is my first hero for sure. She is so smart. She did have me at a young age, and she was in the military for a while. She was able to work full-time, get her college degree, all while like taking care of me and supporting me, of course, and being like an amazing mom. She didn't let her circumstances like define her, and she always went after like what she wanted. Like she made sure she got her college degree. She's finished, you know, high school with honors. She decided, you know, the best way to support me and herself and just our family was to be in the military for a while. And she's always worked really, really hard. She's super smart. She sacrificed a lot for me. And I am an only child. I have some, I do have some like stepbrothers and stuff, or siblings, I guess I should say. I don't like to really use the word step, but I grew up as an only child, so it's just me. And I applaud my mother for her unwavering love and support and just always being, like, she's been the best person. I don't want to tear up. She's been the best person, the best, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm an empath, so I get emotional, like, I don't mean to cry. But, when I talk about, like, people that I care about, I can tend to get emotional. But yeah, my mom has just always been, like, super great. She's always been very family oriented, making sure that I was a part of, like, my extended family's lives and everything. And just, I appreciate her. She's my hero for giving me the gift of life. Yeah, and then who else? My hero, my other hero would have to be my great-grandmother, who passed away in 2016. She was, like, literally my favorite person on the planet. We had a very special bond because I did, like, kind of sort of, like, live with her for some time while my mom was in the military and she was traveling and overseas and things like that. My great-grandma took care of me and just so many other people. I think she's one of the most giving people that I, like, ever knew in this lifetime. Like, when I think of the word hospitality, I think of her and how she treated other people and how she made, like, complete strangers feel like they were family. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, you guys. I miss her so much. She was, like, everything to me too. Her and my mother, for sure. But yeah, so I didn't mean for this video to get, like, heavy, but that was the first question on this list that I found. So, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, this is going to be a very real, like, just raw, uncut video because I just felt like I just want to sit down and film and get ready, answer questions, and talk to you guys and, like, show you, like, who I am and just more about me. So sorry for the tears. Hopefully there won't be any more tears. But yeah, so I love this foundation. It's super hydrating and it's really affordable. I think it was like 16 bucks. Like I said, I did a whole, like, first impression and review video on this foundation, so feel free to check that out if you're interested in this Colourpop foundation. So that is what I put all over my face today. Sorry. Next up, I'm going to take this Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. This is in this shade Sand. I believe I got this one in my BoxyCharm as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop some under here so I can highlight some there. A little bit there. This concealer is super bomb. If you have never tried it out, get your hands on it. It's amazing. So let's get into question number 2 while I let this sit for a bit, and then I'm going to blend it out. The second question is, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Ooh, that's a interesting one. So typically I like to be close enough to where I can easily like visit my family. I know that's like a almost non-existent thing right now because of COVID, but essentially I think where I want to live changes with the different stages of my life. Like for a long time, I'm from Virginia, in case you didn't know. I was born in Virginia. Most of my family on my mom's side has been or was in Virginia for a really long time. That's where I used to spend my summers when I was a child, because like I mentioned, my mom was in the military for a while, but then my dad was in the military for like a really long time. So we stayed in different states and even was overseas for a bit. But I would always spend pretty much all my summers in Virginia. So Virginia has always been home and near and dear to me. It's a place that I always wanted to be because of my family. I'm a true believer in the people make a place, for sure, for me personally. So I live in Virginia in the DMV area right now, but a lot of my family has moved. And so I would say down the line, sometimes if I had to move away from here, probably Texas, because the majority of my family, or I would say quite a bit of my family, is like in different parts of Texas now. So plus the cost of living there is so much better than here, and there's a lot to do. It's a really big state. Even I think my husband has family there. Like we both have a lot of family there, and that seems to be like the new hot spot. So I think that would be the place I would want to be at some point. But for now, Virginia is still home. Two up, two down. In case you didn't know what that meant, that stands for VA. So if anybody ever throws up the 2 up, 2 down with their fingers, that is for VA. Okay, so I just blend out the concealer. You can see how it instantly like helped brighten everything up, and it just, even after I let it sit for a little bit, it just blended out so nicely. Love this concealer. It does work really well with pretty much any foundation. I haven't had trouble with it at all. It kind of is, I would say, like a satin finish, not super matte, but it's not overly like hydrating to where it's like oily either. So that is the concealer and foundation all blended together. So moving right along to question number 3. What is your biggest fear? Ooh, this is like one of those like questions. I have to think about it. And while I am thinking about that question, I'm just going to try to find my brow products, because I like to do my eyebrows next. What is your biggest fear? Ooh, I would have to say one, I think I have a few like big fears, but I don't want to like give like a stereotypical answer that people tend to give. I kind of wanted to like really truly think about it. So at this stage in my life, I have no children right now. I do want to have kids in the at some point. I won't say exactly when, but I do want to have children. And one of my biggest fears is like pregnancy, like childbirth. Like I have, I'm just really afraid of the pain, I think, and just like having potential like any complications. Not that I have like any major like health issues, which I'm thankful for, but I just feel like it's such a scary thing, especially if you're aware of, if you're aware that Black women in particular have a significantly higher death rate when it comes to giving birth to children, and they're not as supported in the medical community by doctors who really need to like pay closer attention and care for the specific needs of Black women. So I guess just like that's something I'm afraid of. Like I just hope that when that time comes for me, that God will keep his hand on me and that everything will go smoothly and that I don't have any issues, and that I can have like a safe, healthy like pregnancy experience and delivery experience, and that I can find the right place for me, whether that be like hospital. I do have like friends that a few of them went the like natural route. I'm not sure if that's for me. I don't think so. I think I prefer like to be in a regular medical setting, but we'll definitely be doing like research and making sure that we take precaution when that time comes. So yeah, that is one of my biggest fears, is childbirth at this particular like point in my life. Whenever I decide like I'm ready to have kids, I just want everything to be safe. So for my brows, my favorite product ever that I will always rave about is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I use the color Chocolate. I found that that shade works best for me and I think looks the best on me. The dark brown one works as well, but Chocolate is my perfect shade, so I have used Chocolate. And I've also used the Auburn color. You guys are probably like, what? Why use Auburn? But I used to dye my hair a lot, like different colors, like lighter colors. It was like auburn at one point, light brown, blonde even. And so it actually looks really nice when you can kind of tint your brows. So using the auburn color on my like dark brow actually gave me like the perfect brown shade to kind of go with my hair color. So I've actually used that color as well. It's not as like red as you think it is, but that is a tip if you need to, if you don't want to like actually permanently or semi-permanently change your eyebrow color and go through that whole like dyeing process and things like that. You can get a different like brow product shade and try to kind of make that work for you. So I've done that before. But yeah, this is my favorite product ever. This is the one I use when I want like super nice brows. I have a few drugstore go-tos when I want to just quickly do them, but when I want to like take my time with this brush and everything and kind of like really carve them out and make them look really nice. And it is like a pomade, so you can easily like carve out with this and then easily fill in, and you can go with darker or lighter depending on like the pressure that you use. But this is like waterproof and it doesn't smudge as well. It kind of sets down and it's not waxy either. So I love this product. Highly recommend. It will last you a long time as well, in case you're like, oh, I don't want to pay. I thought the same thing as well, but when I first tried this out, I've never not purchased this anymore. So love this. All right, so question number 4 is, what is your favorite family vacation? Wow, favorite family vacation. I guess I'll say with my, like, me and my parents went on vacation. So we used to live overseas in Germany when my dad was stationed there. And we went to, like, we actually left home for the holidays, which is unusual a little bit for us, is kind of always do the holidays like at home. But we went on a trip and we actually flew for New Year's to what is it called? The name is like leaving my mind. I'm having a brain freeze right now. We went to an island, Mallorca, an island off of Spain for New Year's. And that was really cool because it's just different to be like in that environment. It was like warm, no snow, no cold weather. I do think it was kind of off season. There were a lot of old people there. No disrespect to the old people or the old folks. They were all really nice, but we went there and I just remember it was a lot of fun because they had like this super big like New Year's party in the hotel that we were staying at. And I mean, it was like a massive, like so much food, so much dancing, so much lights and music, and just like, it was a cool, like kind of unforgettable experience for me. I was still in high school at that point. So I was just like, this is different. Like, people do this. Sometimes people don't just stay home. Like, they go places and visit places. And I love, like, experiencing different cultures and different people. Like, I'm very well traveled, I will say. I'm super grateful for the military for allowing me to experience that type of travel. And just like, it's expanded me and kind of enhanced who I am as a person, I would say. So I definitely, like, that was one of my favorite vacations that we had. Let's see, I'm going to kind of like contour a little bit and use this Fenty Beauty Matchstick. This is in the shade Mocha. And then I'll put some bronzer on top after I blend the contour out. I'm gonna use the Fenty Caramel Cutie bronzer. This is like a powder bronzer and it's a little mini size. So I'm just going to carve out a little bit and down my nose and put some on this 5 head of mine. Shout out to all the girls with big foreheads. I've always had a big forehead, so. And I'll put a little here and along my jawline just to snatch it a bit more than I normally do. Kind of doing like a full face of makeup today specifically. So while I blend this out, I'm gonna use this brush here that's kind of dense, since this is like a cream product. Question number 5 is, what would you change about yourself if you could? Ooh. These are some interesting questions. What would I change about myself if I could? Ooh. I would say I would I don't necessarily want to change things about myself, because I definitely think like God made me in his image, and he made us like perfect and magnificent as masterpieces. But sometimes I wish I was a little taller. You know, I wish that I didn't have like skin problems, and just like little stuff like that. You know, we all wish there are things that, you know, we wish like, hey, I wish like, you know, I could be a little more this, or I could look a little bit more this way. Like, but I'm happy. I don't want it to come off like I'm not happy with myself. I think all of us like judge ourselves probably more harshly than other people do. But yeah, little things like I just, you know, wish I didn't have like skin problems. I do wish I was a little taller. I'm very short. I'm 5'2", and I would love to be a little bit taller, because my mom is actually tall. She's not short. But I got the short gene. This is something I plan to change in the future, I guess you could say, is my teeth. So I don't have the worst teeth in the world by any means, but there are some improvements I want to make. I have 2 really small teeth. That's just the way they came in, and so at some point I will be getting those like basically filled in, so to speak, to make them appear a little bit bigger and to kind of close the gaps that I have as a result of those, because they look kind of like baby teeth, and I'm 29 years old now, and just want to kind of even them out and make them look bigger, so I look more my age and they don't look like baby teeth. So that's something that I will practically in real life fix when I get the opportunity to. So yeah. But I do want to say, like, definitely love yourself the way you are, because if it's something you can't change, or you're not able to change or fix, just know that, you know, God made you perfect in his image, and it's not necessary for you to change anything. But if you are going to, just make sure you do it for you, and that you're not doing it for the wrong reasons. And don't worry about what other people have to say, because it's not their choice, it's your choice. I'm just adding a little bit of that bronzer on top to kind of warm up my skin and set that contour that we just did. All right, so moving right along. Question number 6. What makes you really angry? I'm going to set my whole face with the Mercier translucent setting powder. This is in a mini size that I purchased a while back when they had like a holiday set. This is one of the best powders on the market for sure. I'm just gonna put this all over to set everything. I'm not gonna bake. I don't typically bake, to be honest with you. I typically just powder all over to set everything. And I love this powder. It's super soft and it's so finely milled, and it looks beautiful. Like, you can see like how beautiful it looks on the skin. You can use this to bake if you needed to or wanted to, but like I said, I'm just using it to set all over. So there's a few things that make me angry. For the most part, I try to be like an optimistic and positive person, but we all have our are things that bother us. Particularly, I get really angry about racism and prejudice and inequality and unfairness, poor treatment towards women. Those are like broader issues that make me really angry, but like little stuff that makes me angry, I would say like I can be a bit OCD about making sure things are in order. So like if I ask someone to do something like important, I don't like when people don't follow through with taking care of like important things. As I try to stay on top of like my important stuff. So when I have to ask someone constantly over and over and over to do something, it irritates me. I don't get like super angry, but it really irritates me and bothers me. When people are just super mean or rude, I don't really like that at all. I'm all about like good energy and treating people like fairly and with respect and kindness. So that type of stuff is what makes me very bothered. But like I said, I try not to hold on to stuff too long and like try to like pour positivity into myself. That's why I'm always like posting. If you follow me on Instagram or like Twitter, definitely we can be friends there. I love to repost and post like positive messages and just fun stuff and like other people and support other people on those platforms in particular as well. So definitely follow me there if you're not already. We can be friends. I try my best to support a lot of people, whether they be someone I know personally or a stranger, and I try to do it in my own way. I may not be able to buy everybody's product or service or, you know, but I can post, I can share, I can comment, I can send you a message and say, hey, like, I'm the type of person that will like do that. I don't have a problem. I'm not afraid to do that. So that's one thing about me that I think is really good about myself. Like I have no problem paying people compliments. I think like we should do that more as a human race. Like tell somebody you like their outfit or that you enjoyed their post or that they inspired you or that you needed to hear, you know, what they had to say. Like that's what creates like human connection and community. So definitely more of that. But anyways, so I got all the Laura Mercier powder on, as you guys know. Next up, I am going to add some blush when I really want to kind of look bright and very luminous. This is one of my favorite blushes ever that I've tried. It is a drugstore brand, so nice and affordable. This is the Milani Blush, and this is in this shade. It does come with this brush. This I don't use. This is not my type of brush, but it does come with this. There's a mirror in here as well if you flip it all the way. But yeah, I'm just gonna use my own brush for this. So it's a very pretty, very luminous blush. You'll love it. I promise you, you'll love it. So I'm just gonna add that to my cheeks and kind of like sweep it in an upward motion. And it does give you like a glow, like luminous glow. Very, very pretty. I'm gonna have to kind of blend it into my bronzer. I've been doing that more lately. And then smile. So I have high cheekbones, so if you really want to get those apples, smile and put your blush on. That is a tip. And the brush I'm using is very light and fluffy, so if it looks like I'm packing on a lot of product, it's because this brush, the bristles on it aren't as like densely packed, so it doesn't pick up as much product as some of my other blush brushes, but it does work for a nice, soft, subtle application, but I want to kind of build it up, so that's why I am kind of packing the product. But you can see I didn't even put highlighter on. That's all. The gleam and the glow is all from this Milani blush. So shout out to Milani. If you haven't tried their stuff, they have really great products as well. So all right, so question number 7 is, what motivates you to work hard? That's a good question. That's a good one. A lot of things. My family, for sure. My parents have always instilled like high standards within me and told me, you know, to work hard so that you can accomplish your goals, and also so that you can reap the rewards of putting in that hard work and effort. So my family, just movers and shakers in the world. I am always constantly inspired by so many people, like the artists I follow, the creatives, the change makers, you know, the politicians, the businesswomen, the business owners, entrepreneurs, and even just like, I would say, I hate to use the word everyday people, but everyday people who are just helping and doing things in their community. A lot of my peers, shout out to Old Dominion University, because I met some of the best, most amazing people on the planet there. And so many of us are doing so many things within our own, you know, respective paths. A lot of them have, you know, started businesses or are doing things for youth or nonprofit organizations, or just so many different things. So it really motivates me to see other people doing good for others and doing for others in general. So that's always made me really want to do for others. It gives me such a gratifying feeling to help someone else, and just to be like a good person all around. So my faith also keeps me motivated, and I think it's just like innately within me to be like a caring, giving person, because I've been around so many caring and giving people that has manifested within me to do the same and pay it forward. I'm gonna take this is the first high-end highlight palette, and this is from Anastasia. It's their glow kit, and this is in the Sun Dip. There are different versions of this. Not even sure, I think they still sell these, but it has 4 really big, nice velvety powders in here, and the shades are amazing. The formula is amazing. So I like to mix them sometimes, depending on what look I'm going for. I want to kind of be a little bronzy, as I mentioned earlier, so I'm going to go in with the shade Bronzed first. It's a little bit deeper, but it's really pretty, especially as a base, and then I'll top it with another shade. Ugh, so gorgeous. You guys see that when the light reflects? It just looks so pretty. Love a good highlight. Like it, I think I like highlight because it's something that like shines on you, and it kind of reminds me to do my best to shine, like internally. So yeah, so that is the bronzed highlights. Put a little bit up here, kind of like the points of your face where the light will hit. And Cupid's bow. And then I'm gonna add another shade on top. I think I'm gonna go with Moonstone, and just add it to the highest point to make this a little brighter. And then a little on my nose there. But yeah, super pretty. Love this. Love this. So I'm gonna move to the next question. Right, next question is, what is the your favorite thing about your career? Oh, wow. So I do work full time. I work for the government, and I just recently did my 5 years of federal service, and I'm super proud of that. I know it may not seem like a super long time, but it's a long time to me. I'm only 29 years old, so um, this was kind of like my dream career, my dream job. And I actually, funny story, will shout out to President Obama, because he is a big reason why I was able to get the job that I have. So while I go ahead and figure out which eyeshadow palette I'm going to use today, I'm going to just tell you guys the story, because I think it's worth the story. So if you follow me on Instagram, again, I have done a couple posts and talked a little bit about how I ended up doing an internship for President Obama's campaign in when he was running for re-election, and that was the first time I was old enough to vote. So working on that, and I was doing a lot of voter registration and just a ton of different things. It was an amazing experience, and the culmination was me working on election day and then actually voting for the first time after having been a part of that whole political like process. So imagine like just the feeling of seeing like how things can actually change and how voting actually is significant and matters and your vote counts. So I actually met him my first year at ODU. My freshman year, there was a rally. Cray Dietz, I believe, was running for Senate or something along those lines, and Obama was kind of like backing him up as a candidate. So we had like free tickets. I stood in line to get these free tickets, and lo and behold, my group of friends that I was with actually luckily knew someone, or we managed to get in the line of the people that were actually going to be sitting on the stage behind the speakers. I will never forget it. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. So literally watching him stand a couple feet away from me, and then after he spoke, he came and like shook our hands, and it was amazing. And then fast forward like 3 years later, when I'm a senior, I get the opportunity to do this internship, and I met all these amazing people who worked with him, and just like I went to the inauguration and everything. Like, it was just a complete like whirlwind of an experience, and I'll never forget it. It shaped me in ways that I can't even explain into words. But anyway, he was the one who started an initiative to kind of have this new office open up in the DMV area, and I waited over a year to go through like that process of getting that job. And now I'm able to literally help and change people's lives every single day. It's an amazing feeling. I met some amazing coworkers. I was able to join committees and you know, do mentoring programs and just focus on other passions of mine, which are diversity and inclusion, as well as like employee engagement, morale building, like fun social activities. Like, I've grown so much within my position, and one of like my favorite things is I get to do a variety of things that I love, that serve and feed my soul. And also the work-life balance. Like, the work-life balance is unmatched. Even pre-COVID, like, we had the option to telework 4 days a week and go in the office 1 day a week. So they're very supportive of work-life balance, and then the overall mission of the agency that I work for is just one that I 1,000% will always be able to stand behind. So yeah, I love my job. I actually really love my job so much. And I think it's important to highlight, I talked a little bit about this on my Instagram post, that yes, being an entrepreneur or a business owner or working for yourself essentially is great, and I applaud that completely. I understand like the whole push and kind of like movement behind getting more people to do that, but I want to also echo that it's not for everyone, and that we also need to celebrate the other jobs of the world, because it does sometimes feel like if you work a 9 to 5, or if you have like any other job than a business owner or entrepreneur or whatever the case may be, that you're somehow like less than or unhappy or unsatisfied with what you do. And that is not the case for everyone. And that's not the case for me. Like, yes, I get tired. I work 9-hour days. I have a schedule that I work specifically so that I can get a day off every other week. So I do work like 9-hour days. And I do get tired. I do want breaks from work. Of course, like there are things that I may disagree with or not like at all the time, but I am completely 100% satisfied with my job and love my job and couldn't be more blessed or thankful for my job. And if we just think about the world as a large scale, someone has to, run transportation. Someone has to work at these retail places. Someone has to work at the grocery store. Someone has to be a post office worker. Like, we need these people. And I think during this pandemic, we see how important any and every job is. The grocery workers, the healthcare workers, the like cleaning people, janitors, everyone matters. Everyone's job matters, and everyone's job is important. Can you imagine if the entire world, just wanted to be a business owner? I mean, how would you even operate? There's tiers and levels, and so I just want to shout out and applaud everyone out there who has like what's considered either a 9 to 5 or a normal job or a non-entrepreneur, non-business type of job, because you matter, you're important, and it's okay to celebrate what you do as well, because it makes a difference. Like, I'm changing people's lives. So yeah, that's what I love most about my job. I'm sorry that I went on this whole long, super big rant, but I just wanted to like kind of tie that into that question and kind of say that. I am using my Colourpop Give It To Me Straight palette. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, one of my favorite everyday eyeshadow palettes. I love Colourpop. They're my number one. You guys probably know that already. Talked about it before. This palette is amazing. If you need like these type of mauve tones at an affordable price, a good everyday palette that's not like, it's not a boring neutral, I would say. Not that we don't love a good like plain neutral, but you can see this is a little more fun because it has those like mauve tones and everything in there. So I'm just kind of working one matte shade all over my lid because I kind of want to do just like a little bit more of a simple look, and I don't want to have a bunch of shimmer on my eyes, so I'm just kind of sticking to the nice matte shades that are in here. But the shimmers in here are really lovely, and I probably will use one in my inner corner because I tend to like to do that. So I'm gonna answer another question since I'm not finished with my makeup yet, but we're almost done. The face is pretty much done. We're just finishing up the eyes, and then we'll do a lip and probably conclude this video. Next question is, what is your proudest accomplishment? Ooh. There's a few. Wow. These are some like deep questions, like thought-provoking type of questions that I actually have to like think about. So one of my proudest moments, I would say, is, I'll do a recent one because I have a few. Graduating, I actually finished my master's degree in May, and I did that degree completely online while working full-time and going through the process of building a home and buying a home, and then a pandemic hit. There were just a lot of challenges and obstacles, I would say, that I had to deal with in the last year or two, and being a newlywed as well during that time. So I'm just proud that I was able to excel at work still and take on like so much responsibility and come out like on top, I guess you could say. Like I was able to, I had to step away from YouTube for sure. I was away for a while because there's a whole story behind that I could do a separate video on if you guys are interested in hearing why I had to take a break from YouTube during that time. But I'm just very proud that I was able to graduate with honors and finish that, and buy this home and still be very present at work and do all the things that I do at work, because I go like above and beyond and do extra stuff at work because that's just the type of person I am. I like to be very involved and active in a number of different things. So that's what I'm most proud of, I guess, right now, I would say. I am going to put some eyeliner on. This is the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Superstar Liquid Liner. This is like one of my favorite ones. L'Oreal liners are typically like some of my favorite drugstore brands that I just typically gravitate to. They work really, really well. So it's nice and super black and very easy to work with and draw your line. Like, I love a good wing. Kind of helps elongate and lift my eye a bit. I love a good black winged eyeliner. So that's that eyeliner. And I'll go to another question. I'm gonna like scroll down the list a bit and just try to find like a different one to do. Sorry guys, I'm just reading through some of these questions so I can pick like another one to answer. Oh, this is a good one. What's the most daring thing you've ever done? I'm gonna apply my Maybelline Illegal Length mascara, which I talked about in another video. It's one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. The most daring thing I've ever done actually was like real rock climbing. When I was living in Germany, I used to go like to this teen center, and then I also did like, they had like a camp type of situation. And we actually went real rock climbing where you have to put on all the gear and like unhook yourself and climb, and that it was so scary to me, but it was something that I actually enjoyed doing, and like it was something where I really had to push myself, because I love rock climbing on like the fake wall with the little colored like stones, and you can like do that at like fun places. It's not like a real actual in the wilderness in the wild. So I did that, and I also went canoeing, which was also scary because water and just like the rapids and everything like that. Yeah, so that's the most daring thing I think I've done. Like nothing too insane. I didn't jump out of a plane or anything, but to me it was like a big deal, because and I was like in middle or high school, early years at the time. So yeah. So we got our mascara on, and let's see, lip. I'm gonna move on to the lip. I think I'm gonna do like a nice, like something's gonna go with my eyes. This is the Dominique Cosmetics She's a Tease lipstick, and I did a whole other video on her nude lipstick and lip liner in a different shade that I purchased, but I loved it so much that I ended up buying more shades after that video. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll leave it linked up here so you can see. But yeah, this is the shade She's a Tease, and these are their demi matte formula. It's a really nice formula. This is what the bullet looks like. I think it'll go good with the eye look that we did. So go ahead and pop this on. It's a nice mauve-y nude. I didn't put any lip liner on. I actually, this one, I feel like I can wear it alone. I don't think I need a lip liner. But you can totally add a lip liner if you want to. Formula on these is super great. So that is the finished look. It's nice, soft, like nothing crazy, very easy to do makeup. I love that. I love that look. Everything came out pretty good, nice and natural. I'm not gonna put any false lashes on today, but I think everything came out pretty good. I think I'll answer like maybe one more question, and then we'll conclude and wrap up this video. I know it was a long one, but I just really wanted to sit down and engage and kind of like do this video so you can get to know me a little bit better, like I mentioned, and just kind of have fun. It's a chill day. I was off today, so I decided to do this video. So let's see. One more question to answer for this video. What was your favorite subject in school? I'll answer that one. So I had a few. I've always been really good at writing and writing. So those are my strong like subjects. So I loved any classes that involved reading and writing. And then I always participated in a music class. So I was always in choir specifically. I didn't really play any instruments. I wasn't in band or anything like that. Only instruments I ever played was like really, really young, when everyone got to kind of like experiences in music class, like the recorder, which looks like a flute. And then I think we had started learning guitar, but I don't know how to play the guitar. Honestly, like the recorder is the only thing I could play. Shamefully. I wish I knew how to play like piano or something profound, but I always really loved music and singing specifically. I used to sing a lot. I used to sing in church, and I used to be in choir like every single year. That was my elective. That was my like thing. Used to do like choir competitions and everything, and like I don't know, music has always been held a special place in my heart, and I love it so much, and I really enjoyed being in choir. I stopped singing, I would say probably like around like college time. It just wasn't something that I did anymore, and I remember getting really sick, and like I had like this really bad like sore throat and cold, and I feel like ever since then, like my voice hasn't necessarily been the same, but I just kind of stopped singing. Like I used to sing the national anthem and everything, like at school pep rallies and games. Like it was like a thing. I'm not the best singer, guys, by no means. At one point I thought I wanted to, like when I was really, really little, like, oh, I want to sing, I want to be a singer, but it's not something that I you know, pursued or anything. I do love music so much, and that was like my favorite thing about school: reading, writing, and music. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. I'm open to doing more like a Q&A type of videos, or just more get to know me videos in the future, so I will definitely keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys are planning to do for Christmas. Leave me a comment down below. Let's start a conversation. I am curious, are you going to be traveling safely if you are, or are you going to be staying home, having a quaint, quiet Christmas? Do you have any special plans or special traditions that you guys are doing? I am curious to know. I will be staying close by. This will be my first Christmas in my new house, and then I'll be seeing a little bit of family probably, but safely for sure, because COVID is still running rampant, and we need to be socially distanced and taking all the precautions that we can. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I know it was a long one, but hey, I definitely wanted to sit down and talk with you guys. Thank you for this community and this opportunity to have an outlet and be able to communicate with you guys. I wish you peace, love, and blessings always. Love you guys. Bye.